The Heritage Foundation and Trump are coming for birth control, IVF, your ability to get divorced, and go to school. Last week, the Heritage Foundation, the group that authored Project 2025, came out with an 130-plus page proposal on saving America by saving the family, and they're hoping that you missed it. I read the whole thing, and the paper lays out in no uncertain terms their plans to eliminate access to birth control, IVF, limit women in higher education, and get rid of no-fault divorce. So using their very own words, let's dive into their plans. They are inexplicably coming after your ability to get divorced. The Heritage Foundation is advocating for what they are calling divorce culture reform. Before we dive in, I want to take a second to pause and explain what no-fault divorce is, which is what allows a dissolution of marriage that does not require the petitioner to prove in a court of law that there was wrongdoing. Essentially, what that means is it is what allows you, if you are being abused physically or emotionally, being cheated on, etc., to leave without proving it first in a court of law. No-fault divorce policies have resulted in a decrease of 16% in wife suicide rates and a 30% decline in domestic violence by conservative numbers. They say that when, quote, no-fault divorce laws became nearly universal, divorce rates skyrocketed, and they advocate for the introduction of, quote, more difficult to exit marriages across the country, including covenant marriages. They're coming after birth control and IVF in this policy paper, stating that starting in the 1960s, the pill and contraceptives swept the country, which promised to reduce the unwanted consequences of casual sex with multiple partners. The paper details how, quote, the proliferation of birth control is largely responsible for the decline in children, and details their hypothesis that there is a link between premarital sex and divorce rates. They share that they oppose policies that promote access to IVF. This is really important. They say, quote, greater IVF access might even contribute to fewer overall births, as many younger women may overestimate IVF success rates, because the most common IVF use case is that of a woman having her first child later in life. And that, quote, policymakers should commit to protecting life from fertilization, meaning they want to get rid of IVF. And the icing on the cake is they are coming after your education, because in addition to removing birth control, that is one surefire way to make sure women are having babies younger. They say, quote, more education correlates with later marriage and fewer children, and that women who complete 4 years of college are less likely to have a child, and that fewer than 1/3 of women had earned a bachelor's degree in 2006, and that figure has skyrocketed to 40.7% by 2018. This video was long, but it was comprised almost entirely of the words of the Heritage Foundation themselves, words they published and wrote. So many people did not believe Project 2025 was real, but we are seeing it in action right now, and this is the next chapter. This 138-page paper continues to lay out how HHS and other ad campaigns can be run to elevate these policy agendas, plans to end welfare programs. It is deeply homophobic about defining marriage and what makes parents parents. It goes after adoptions that clearly defines the need to support only biological parents, and so much more. I will make so much more content on this, but please share it with your friends and help spread the word and make sure it reaches more people, and hit me with a follow so that we can stay updated together.